Just blew my nose so hard my ears went out. My computer is crapped out and it has to be plugged in order to work. It is plugged in over by that wall. The charger is doing the most right now, and if it unplugs at any point in this video, it's gonna die. So let's keep our fingies crossed. I am gonna do a new style of video today. I'm just gonna talk about something that has plagued my mind for a long time. Today we're gonna talk about something that is a tradition that I think needs to be called into question. An individual who is not holding up their end of the bargain and not doing a good enough job, and a group of people that I think have some questionable actions. People aren't talking about it enough, and it's frustrating. I think no one really cares and no one's really seeing what's going on. This is a public service announcement about Punxsutawney Phil, who is the groundhog that predicts the weather on Groundhog's Day. The performance of Punxsutawney Phil is appalling. Why has he not been fired or canceled? My personal beef with him is that my guy has two options. That's it. An early spring or 6 more weeks of winter. That's it. Those are his two options. And you would think, even if you had no idea what you were doing, which I promise Punxsutawney Phil has no clue what he's doing, just guessing, you would get it right 50% of the time. Bare minimum. And that's assuming he doesn't know anything. But he's hired for this job. We have put him in this position of power where people trust his word. And so I would say that if you're hiring someone, they should have a really good accuracy rate, right? We're trusting them with their opinion. Y'all want to know what his accuracy rate is? You want to know what it is? You think it's 50%? You think he's just guessing every time? No, I wish it was 50%. It's 40%. I don't even know how that's possible. We could take his answer and do the opposite, and we would get it right more often. Oh, he's just a cute little rodent. What does he know? It's a tradition. No, he was hired. He has a job to do, and he's not doing it right. And I'm done. I want to watch the Groundhog Day ceremony. I want to see what the fuck is going on. But before we get into that, I want to get into the history of Punxsutawney Phil. So I've done some research, and I'm just gonna go through this shit with you guys. Now, something weird happened in my research process. My anger has always been with Pux, right? He's the man in charge, you would think, right? Upon doing more research, I think there's a larger issue at hand. I think the villain of this story is the inner circle. Now, the inner circle is a group of, I believe, men. Everything I've heard about the inner circle is highly suspicious. The inner circle claims Punxsutawney Phil is communicating with them via a language that only the current president knows. By the way, the language is called groundhognese. This little group of men are claiming that their president can speak directly to Pux. No, I don't know who you are. I don't care. I don't know who you are. You're not speaking to a groundhog. I don't care. Can we also acknowledge the fact that this inner circle claims that since 1886, it has been the same groundhog? Do you guys know what the average lifespan of a groundhog is? It's 2 to 3 years. They think that we're so stupid because they say that in late summer, they have a Groundhog Day picnic where they give Punxsutawney Phil his elixir of life at a picnic. And they put him on a blanket and they give him some cheese maybe and a cracker and then the elixir of life, and he's just been up and about since 1886. And you know what? If he had been alive since 1886, no doubt he would be way better at this shit. He would have figured it out. But he hasn't, because they live 2 to 3 years. Genuinely, that's a pretty short lifespan, and I kind of feel bad for them. That sucks. We've been over the issue of Punxsutawney Phil's accuracy rate. Yes, he has a 40% accuracy rate. That has always been my biggest beef. But there's something crazier going on. And it is that the inner circle claims that he is right 100% of the time. I just can't, like, literally that blows my mind that they're trying to claim he's right 100% of the time. Like, we lived through it. We know if there's been more spraying. Ay, ay, ay. The inner circle takes care of Pucks in the meantime. They created a manufactured burrow for him, and it's at a local zoo. Pucks has a wife. Her name is Phyllis. This isn't what this is about, but I feel like they probably could have used a little bit more creativity on that name, and it's a little bit annoying, but whatever. What I want to talk about next is that Pucks has a rival, and his rival is Staten Island Chuck. Staten Island Chuck is debatably a way more interesting rodent. I personally think we should switch to him. The thing about Staten Island Chuck is that he has a higher accuracy rate. I believe his accuracy rate is around 68%. The reason why people don't like Staten Island Chuck is because he is debatably more aggressive than Pucks. In fact, he did bite Mayor Bloomberg in 2009. That's tough. That's a tough sell. I get it. Apparently he bites a lot of people. After Mayor Bloomberg's term as mayor was over, they replaced Staten Island Chuck with his granddaughter, Charlotte. I think her name was Charlotte. Yes. The new mayor was holding Charlotte, and he dropped her, and she died. That's tough. So Staten Island Chuck has got some things around him. Biting, dying. I stand with Staten Island Chuck. That is our path forward. We are going to move from Punxsutawney Phil, and Groundhog Day is going to become about Staten Island Chuck. And we'll put on gloves. We'll put a nice little bouncy mattress on the floor in case Staten Island Chuck gets dropped again. We will find ways around the controversy. We will not give up on the hope of having accurate weather predictions from our glorified groundhogs. And if that means switching to Staten Island Chuck, then that's what I advocate for. I am now gonna pull up a video of the ceremony. What is this? What's going on? Okay, immediately I'm seeing the inner circle here. All these men in their top hats. They're all wearing their little trench coats. You can see his little stump in the middle. Gobbler's Knob is an incredibly fitting name, I think, for a venue to do this. I think his stump is incredibly funny. I can't believe that there's just a little thing that says Phil on it. Just in case you forgot, you know. Here's the president, this guy. I don't trust him. Look at him and his cane, I don't trust him.
This cane gives me the ability to speak groundhogese. That's how I communicate with Phil. Through winks, nods.
So he's saying he's communicating him through winks, nods. So then what is this language? I thought you were actually speaking to him. I thought you guys were having conversation. Oh my God, that's a huge crowd. Glorification of this groundhog is out of control.
I'm gonna take this cane and I'm gonna knock on the burrow door. And his handler will gently lift Phil from his burrow and hold him high for all to see.
I think they're making a very strong point to say that someone who is a trained handler is going to lift him gently up. And I think this is a direct call out to Staten Island Chuck. I think there's a little bit of a game happening right here, silently shading Staten Island Chuck to be like, listen, we have a handler who does this. We have a trained handler who's gonna gently lift him up. So no one's gonna drop him. He's not gonna get spooked. He's not gonna bite anybody. This was a direct call out. I don't like it at all.
He will then place Phil upon the stump, where Phil and I will have a little talk. If it's his shadow he sees, 6 more weeks of winter there will be. If there's no shadow, early spring.
What is this? Are you warming up the crowd? What's going on? Just pull the damn groundhog out.
Phil! 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 Phil!
Okay.
Phil!
Phil. Oh, they all have signs. Let's read these. Early spring, 6 more weeks of winter. Just a sign that says sleet. Just sleet. What does that mean? Think spring. One just says think spring. That's manifestation right there. I like it. Just think spring. Because he's holding it up and everyone's going to think it and they're going to manifest it. I enjoy the enthusiasm. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania is not the weather capital of the world. So again, this is just another example of the inner circle lying. I know some person in PR, whatever, made these signs for them. And no one cares in this inner circle. They weren't like, give me that winter one, babe. I want 6 more weeks of winter. Who? Who wants 6 more weeks of winter? Why are you holding that?
It's a tradition. Before we get Phil out, we get him fired up.
Oh, they're going to get Phil fired up. What does that mean? You're going to throw a fireball in there? What's going on? You're going to put on some music? What does Phil listen to? Some money on the dance floor. I feel like Phil would bust up to that song. Some money on the dance floor. He's already naked. Punxsutawney Phil, you know. Sitting there in his stump. He's like, hell yeah, let's go. There he is. Whoa, I thought they said whoa. I thought they were going to say they were going to gently lift him up. That was not gentle at all. They thrusted him into the air. He's in one hand. How was that gentle? He's holding him with one hand. Whoa. No. Okay. Put him on the damn stump. Let's see what he's got to say. Oh, he's smelling the cane. I respect it, my guy. I got it. I got you.
Okay, we have a decision.
Oh. Okay, real talk. Bit to the side for right now. I know this guy's not speaking to him, right? Like, we know that. We know that the whole thing's a bit. We know that it's a little tradition. So is this guy just making up an answer? Like, who's telling him what to hear from Pucks? Like, genuinely. Like, a genuine question. Is he just like making up an answer in the moment? Does someone in the committee, do they come to a conclusion? Do they vote? Like, how, he's not hearing anything. So he's not actually receiving any information from Punxsutawney Phil. So what is he doing? Is he just making up an answer on the spot? That's what they don't tell us.
Hear ye, hear ye! Now on this February 2nd, Punxsutawney Phil, the seer of seers, prognosticator of all prognosticators, was awakened from his wintry nap at dawn on Gobbler's Knob. Phil looked to the skies and then, speaking in groundhogese, directed the president to the proper scroll, which reads, "Another winter's slumbered pause so I could meet the crowd. Hard to sleep anyway when the party's this loud. I envy your energy.
I'm going to say it because it needs to be said. I know I hate him. He's so cute. He's so cute resting on this little guy's arm right here. Oh my God.
Punxsutawney Phil write-in votes in 2024.
This is so long. Just say spring. Just say spring or winter. That's all we need. Just say one of the two.
But what this weather did not provide is a shadow or reason to hide. Glad tidings on this Groundhog Day. An early spring is on the way.
Early spring. Yay. That means we're probably gonna have a long winter. Just statistically speaking, Pucks, no offense. I'm on your side now a little bit. But statistically speaking, we'll probably have a long winter. Look at him, he's so cute. All right, that's all. I am surprised by the events of this video. I came in here an avid Punxsutawney Phil hater. I didn't think he deserved the glory or the praise. I thought he was doing a bad job. Realistically, I think the issue has more to do with the inner circle because Pucks is just a groundhog. And he's cute. And I would go to this ceremony. And I would go visit him in his artificial burrow and look at him through the little window. And I would love to get up on that stage and knock on the door of his stump. It's an emotional thing, you know? Early spring, early spring.
Bye.